Hello.
So a lot of you have, well, I shouldn't say a lot because God knows a lot of you don't watch these. Those of you who do watch are probably linked into either my Twitter, my Tumblr, or my Facebook. Most of you the Facebook. And I've been ranting about Question Tuesday for days, looking for questions from people. And some of you have been merciful and given me questions to answer. Most of you, however, I'm looking at you, Internet, have not done a single thing. There isn't anything at all that you've asked me for questions. Actually, most of the questions today come from the last person that donated questions for the last Question Tuesday video, which you can go to by clicking that annotation right there. But why don't we revisit that for a second? Okay, so barring the fact that I got almost no questions to answer, I need to apologize before anything else because there's a lot of you who may watch this if I ever get more popular than I am. This is on a webcam, and my regular camera is actually sitting right behind me on the shelf. But I don't know what I did with the memory card for it. Yeah. We have three different types of questions today. One come from Bidiboop, which is the same person that donated all of the questions from the last one. You'll find a link to his videos up here. The others come from a couple of friends on Facebook, and then borrowing an idea that I got from Dan is Not on Fire and Amazing Phil, I'm going to do some questions that showed up on unanswerablequestions.com because we all know that the internet loves to troll the crap out of people, and by troll I mean correct inaccuracies. True to Braden Decker form, first question is, who is best pony? One does not simply pick best pony. They all have something that they're good at, which is why it's called Friendship is Magic. Favorite Pokemon? Favorite Pokemon has got to be hands down Scizor. I'm not giving you a reason why. Least favorite country? Least favorite country? The one that's killing the most people right now. Will Cthulhu rise again? Cthulhu will rise again. I don't know when, I don't know where, but there's enough cats on the internet to know that the apocalypse is going to be here soon enough. Opinion on gummy vitamins for adults. Gummy vitamins for adults are probably the best thing that could possibly happen to the world. We have an obesity problem. This is a way that people are going to be able to indulge in their obese food concept and also get their daily vitamins. It's a win. And the one that's going to involve the most detail is Oscar picks for 2013. For the Oscar choices, you're going to want to check the annotation right there. There's a whole separate video for that. And that is the end of the questions from Braden Decker, aka Bitbop. Seriously, go check him out over there. Next questions come from a couple of other friends on Facebook. They were a little heavier than the others, so I figured I'd separate them because, you know, internet. This question comes to me from my friend Alex Fisher. She asks, what do you think people can do to become more aware of their privileges and promote human equality? That is actually an incredibly detailed question that's going to require an answer that's I would put into my own video. Matter of fact, that's going to inspire. I'll do that as a separate video on its own. Short version is take a look around you and for once put aside yourself. Step into someone else's shoes. Imagine walking into your home or your job or your life as someone else and see exactly what's good and what's bad on an objective level. That's how you really become thankful and appreciative for the privileges that you have. I mean, there's people out there in the human trafficking trade, little girls, little boys, grown women, grown men, who are slaves to other people, and it's a terrible thing. And there's actually a really great charity working to end the human trafficking, and I will put a link to that in the description below. Um, but yeah, take a look at what you have from someone else's point of view and become really aware of your privileges. And really, that's the only way to foster human equality. Because until we realize that all of us aren't being treated equal, until we realize that there is a privileged few and an underprivileged many, we can't treat the underprivileged many the same as we should as the privileged few. But again, this is going to be its own video, so that'll be up probably either at the end of this week or the beginning of next week. Hopefully, when I have the better camera, so that I can get that filmed. Really heavy question, Alex. Thank you. Are we allowed to ask non-pertinent questions? I love non-pertinent questions. I just answered who's the best pony, least favorite country, and a question about human equality. I mean, they're not really pertinent to the vlog itself, but they're pertinent questions nonetheless. Non-pertinent questions, random things, ketchup or mayo. Personally, it's mayo. Those things I love to get. So if anyone's watching this, I'm going to be doing Question Tuesday kind of sporadically, depending on exactly how many questions I can get. But yes, you are. You are totally allowed to ask non-pertinent questions because they make for great Question Tuesday fodder. I'm going to be doing a whole video of these with one of my friends because, seriously, I love this so much. I think next Question Tuesday, is going to be the Unanswerable Questions Tuesday. But a few that I picked out that I absolutely loved because they were too easy to answer almost were... What's the difference between a novel and a book? A novel is a type of book. A book is pages of paper bound into one coherent thing. A novel is those pages containing a storyline with characters and development that's longer than a short story. There's probably more to it. Leave anything that I've forgotten in the comments because I know someone who watches this is going to try and correct me on that, but a novel is a book. There's no difference. They're the same thing. If somebody owns a piece of land, do they own that land to the core of the earth? If they can get to the center of the earth, then yes, they own that land, all the way down. You will just have to pay a team of surveyors to get all the little pegs all the way down to the center of the earth. Yes, you do. If humans evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? I'm not going into the finer points of evolution with you. I'm not going into the finer points of evolution with anyone. Monkeys and humans are two different things. First off, monkeys and apes are two different things. Second off, branch evolution. Google it. Answered. Done. Why does Sally sell Why does Sally sell seashells at the seashore if you can pick them up on the beach? Sally sells seashells by the seashore because have you ever been to a beach and tried to pick seashells? They're little fragmented bits of garbage. Like, it's at least down here. I live on the beach. I know what seashells are on the beach. I would go to a shop and buy big, nice, beautiful seashells. A, because you can't find them in your area, so there's one thing. She could just be selling things that aren't available in this particular area, like seashells from Pakistan or something, which doesn't have seashells. I don't know why I said that. Or she could just be selling seashells that she finds pretty and other people find pretty and they don't want to have to go into the beach and find them. It's a convenience thing. Why do you buy a Snickers bar from the gas station down the road instead of the grocery store where it's 80 cents cheaper? If you pamper a cow, do you get spoiled milk? If you pamper a cow, you get regular milk and a cow that's used to good treatment. If you fart and burp at the same time, does that create a vacuum in your stomach? Google the word vacuum and then Google the words digestive tract. Those things are mutually exclusive. Why doesn't flavored gum turn your mouth the color of the gum? Because there's a difference between flavorings and colorings. If the gum is flavored like mint, and there's a really strong green dye in the gum, and it turns your mouth green, it's because of the dye, not the flavoring. If the gum is flavored like mashed potatoes, and the dye makes everything white, which really doesn't work as dye, but you get the idea. Dyes, flavorings, two separate things. This is not a question. This is someone slamming their head against a keyboard enough times to form words. If a doctor dies during surgery, do the people in the surgical room attempt to help the doctor or keep helping the patient? If someone dies during surgery, they are dead. Dead. No one would help a dead person over someone that needs assistance. And if they do, that is a terrible hospital, and it has got to have unreasonable insurance on their dead people policy, whatever that's called. I'm not a doctor. Do nudists have pinups of people with clothes on? I suppose if you're into it, I guess yes. But being a nudist and having a fetish for people in clothes, again, mutually exclusive. Would you die if you didn't pee? If you didn't pee, you would have a buildup of toxins in your body, and you'd get septicemia somehow. I don't even know how. Again, I'm not a doctor, okay? But you die. Yes, you would die if you didn't pee. This is not an unanswerable question. It's medical fact. If If marbles aren't made of marble, why are they called marbles? Go to the Wikipedia article on marbles for me, please. This is not an unanswerable question either. Just, they used to be made of marble. Now they're made out of glass because it's cheaper. And if ketchup is good on french fries, why is it terrible on mashed potatoes? That's an opinion. Ketchup can be good on mashed potatoes, I'm sure. I'm not really willing to try it because I don't think that would taste good myself, but anyone can try that. It's a potato product and a tomato product. Eat them together if you want to. I'm not... Rule 34 of the internet, ketchup and mashed potatoes, just got put into Rule 34, and someone needs to put a graphic representation of that up as soon as they can. Please, someone, anyone, please. And that's it. Those are all the questions that I got. Most of them from people I don't even know. The unanswerable questions have been answered. The universe has been put to rights. Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Joel, and thank you, Braden, for all the questions you submitted. Hopefully, whoever watches this will submit questions. All of my information for the Facebook and the Twitter and the Tumblr is all down here. So please, please, please leave some questions for next week. Or not next week. I just said during the middle of that I was going to do unanswerable questions next week. So it'll be the week after that. But Question Tuesday will prevail. Even if I have to do unanswerable questions for the next forever until I get people to really, really respond. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful life, I guess. And now we go through and edit the video, because if I don't edit it, it's just going to be a bunch of things that no one wants to watch. Oh, this is on.